and I'm 30 years of age. I've been in Parkview now altogether for 25 weeks, and it's been a hard, interesting but very good 25 weeks. I've been drinking from when I was like around the age of 13 and taking other substances of cannabis and cocaine, ecstasy, but mainly alcohol was my problem. The past 2 years my drinking became really bad, and I was taking alcoholic fits and constantly in blackout, and I came from a casual drinker into a 24-hour drinker. When I was last in hospital, I was in there for 3 weeks, and someone told me about Parkview. And I'd done my referral from the hospital, and I should have went really straight after the hospital discharged me, but I never, and I went back out, and in 2 days I was drinking again. I decided to come into Parkview, and it was scary and it was terrifying. I wasn't well at all, but everybody told me that everything could be okay. I think I was there for about a week and I wanted to leave, but I stuck it out, and I had support from everybody else in the house and the staff especially, and I stayed, and I'm glad I stayed. Since I've been here, I've learned about my illness. I've learned about the 12-step program, which I've never heard about before, and I've on my step 8 now, going on to my step 9. The first house, the Havens, that's where I mostly learned about my illness, and I got introduced to the meetings, AA and NA meetings and stuff, and then I come up here, and I was nervous about coming up here because I don't like change, but I know it was a part of what I had to do to grow. And even though I knew everybody in here from the other house, it was still strange settling into the routine and, you know, getting back out into the community, doing things and going places by myself compared to when you're in the other house and you like go as a group. But I've enjoyed my time being here, and I'm getting to learn new things. Like I'm going to Transit where I do computers, and I'm a part of Art and Soul where I do filming and hopefully get into digital photography and that as well. I'm still doing 5 meetings a week, which I love the meetings. Even when I can't be bothered going, I go, and it uplifts me, and I can talk to people about anything that's going on with me. The help and support I get from my fellow peers and the staff is just amazing. I was always quiet and never told anybody about my feelings, how I was feeling, what was going on. I basically just spent the last 2 years of my life sitting in my room and drinking 24 hours a day, from the minute I woke up till I just knocked myself asleep unconscious. The first thing I'd do when I woke up was have a drink, and I didn't see no way out, but there is a way out, and by being here and doing what I'm doing, that I'm enjoying life again, and I've learned how to laugh, and I love that, you know, because before I started drinking I was always happy and bubbly and outgoing, and you know, I'm getting back to that person I used to be, if not better. And I enjoy my time here, I really do. You know, just everything learning about getting back out there, and you know, spending time in the kitchen, and like I said, doing computers and Art and Soul, and hopefully getting my own place. You know, I've always lived at home, and it's kind of scary taking that big step, getting my own place, but I know after here I'm going to go to 3rd stage for a bit, where I've still got the support from Parkview, and then gradually in a year or 2 get my own place and get back to work, because I enjoy work and I enjoy doing things. I want to get back in because I'm a qualified dental nurse. I want to get back into that, but until then I'm just focusing on me. I'm focusing on my recovery and just hoping to be the person I was intended to be. But this has given me a chance, and it's opened my eyes to a lot of things, and I've tried to stop drinking for a long time and could never stop. You know, 4 weeks is probably my most. And as soon as I picked up that first drink, that was it again. And I've tried lots of things, counsellors, alcoholic nurses, Windsor Clinic, but this has got to be the best place and the best thing I've definitely done, I've ever done. And I'm so grateful for Parkview and all the staff and everybody that's a part of Parkview that can make this possible for me. And like I said, it can be hard at times, but it's worth it. And if you put in the hard work, you'll get your life.
Right. I'm Mick. Been in here altogether for 21 weeks. Been moved down here about 8-9 weeks ago from primary. To be honest, the biggest difference was how quiet it is down here. Going from a house full of up to 27 people to what's only been 10 or 12 people down here was a big change. Just being able to sort of get some peace and quiet occasionally is a big difference. Although the work is a lot more intense down here because it's much more work focused. You know, you're expected to be able to get on with the work and get it done rather than being sort of allowed to let things go, which you can in primary. You can take 4 or 5 weeks on a step up there, but down here you're sort of encouraged to get them done in a week or two. And that's been really good, actually, because it's meant that I've stayed focused on the work. I'm not sort of distracting myself from it, so I've been able to actually deal with the stuff as it comes up rather than just sort of trying to avoid it all the time. I mean, now I'm sort of doing me 11 and getting ready to move out, so it's flown by getting all of that done. The other big difference here is I always heard when I was in primary you get so much free time when you go to secondary, and yet I hardly ever seem to get 5 minutes to sit down because you're out doing training stuff. Twice a week I go and do on computers down at Transit. Once a week I'm up doing filming at Art and Soul with the film club, and that takes up a few extra days as well. 1 day a week we're sort of in the kitchen cooking, so the amount of time you actually have free down here is a lot less. It's just more relaxed in doing it. You get a lot more time at the weekends, and a lot more sort of freedom but responsibility, because you're more responsible for yourself. You're not going out with people all the time, almost like with a minder as it was up there at times. So having to deal with that, but for me personally, because I've spent so much time isolating in the past, going out and doing shopping in town and stuff like that it was great doing it from here, because I could talk about the fact that it was scaring the hell out of me doing it when I came back or before I went. Now, as I say, I'll be moving on probably in the next 3 or 4 weeks. And it's all, to be honest, it's all a graduation from intense to a little bit more relaxed to where I'll be going sort of low support, a key worker in a couple of times a week. So it's a sort of gradual process of going from complete chaos before I came in to having lots of people around all the time, to having a few people around all the time, to occasionally having people around. Because for me it's important that I've got some support, because whenever I don't have it I tend to fall to pieces. So having somebody there will be good, and being able to, having people here to talk through it, having people coming back from third stage to groups here and listening to them talk about the problems they're having now they've left this environment and moved into the next one. it's like it's giving me sort of pointers to what I've got to look out for and put in place before I leave. And to be honest, I'm looking forward to it. It's that bit more freedom that you get as you go through each stage. You know, being able to sort of come and go as you please without having sort of constantly being checked on. Being able to stay in bed after 8 o'clock in the morning, that'll be nice, you know. I do sort of think as well, I'd like to be able to eat when I like, but then it's a good habit to get into, to eating at one time. It's just sometimes I feel like, you know, I don't want dinner now, I want it at 7 o'clock. But, you know, that's just a personal thing. And it's getting into the routine just stops me getting lazy. Although I'll probably lose it within a week of going out, you know, down to the chippy a couple of times a week. But that's fine as long as I just sort of keep in mind what I have learned for the future, because that's when it, you know, it's when I leave here that things get hard. It's a bubble, Parkview. Really is a bubble, because there's constant support no matter where you go. Even if I do go shopping on my own, the number of times, you know, if I'm in the middle of town, thousands of people around, and I'll bump into a member of staff or another resident down there, you know. So yeah, it's difficult but fun, you know. And I'm ready for it because I've been, you know, I've been preparing for it. I've been preparing for it in groups with my key worker, with the people that have left, the people that are still here, building up a network outside. It's just the next step on the road. I think that's it.